This is the second part of our Western Conference playoff prediction video. Mo and I will break down our top 4 seeds in the West. In case you missed part 1 of this video, here's a look at my predictions. Mo and I had the same 8 teams in our playoffs, but here's a look at his different order. In the last video, we left off with Mo talking about his Lakers being the 4th seed. We'll pick up with me explaining why I believe that the Utah Jazz are the 4th seed in the West.
Yeah. To go along with that, my 4th seed is the Utah Jazz. Now, again, this is a regular season video. I really like the Utah Jazz. That might be my favorite lineup because you know what? They don't really have that superstar. They really don't. Mike Conley's never made an All-Star game in his career. Maybe he made one. I don't think he has. Truly don't.
He's really good though.
He's probably the best player of all time that never made an All-Star team.
One of the most underrated point guards when healthy.
You see all these teams in the West, like you brought up before, that have duos. Utah, you could say Donovan Mitchell and Conley, they never played a game before in their lives together. So I don't know if you can consider that yet. When you look at that lineup as a whole, that is a deadly, lethal lineup. You have Conley, okay, then you bring in Donovan Mitchell, obviously keeping him, Joe Ingles, Boban Bogdanovic, and Rudy Gobert. I mean, that is a defensive team that can score. Then you still Joe Ingles is probably one of the better three-point shooters in that division.
I think the Utah Jazz are really good. Just what about their bench?
Okay, that's where you give it. But the bench, I mean,
who's on their bench?
Yeah, you're right. It's very.
They lost Jay Crowder. They lost Korver.
Their bench is
their bench is doing.
But that starting lineup is just
it's
fantastic, and I think they're going to do damage in the playoffs. They're going to win their first round matchup. I really believe that, and I think given the right opponent, they can shock people and make it to the conference finals. I truly do think so. And again, I would have them a lot higher if they had supporting pieces. Like that's what caused the Golden State Warriors to lose last season. That bench was riddled. I mean, they didn't bring anybody off the bench. It was pretty upsetting for a lot of people to see that. So that's why I have them before. I think that's a strong team in the West. Now we have the same second seed, but differ with 3 and 1 here. So your 3rd seed is my 1 seed, and my 1 seed is your 3rd. So why do you have the Clippers at 3rd?
The Clippers. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I think, not depth-wise, I think they have better players than the Lakers. I think they have better players than anyone in the NBA. I just don't think they have the depth as people think. They have about 7 people I can think about, but a lot of teams like the Jazz, like the
Denver has a bench. Let's just talk about that.
Denver, Lakers. They all have
depth.
They have depth. They have like 13-man roster depth.
Yeah.
That's the depth I'm talking about.
Very strong, and that's
the Clippers. The reason why I feel like they're going to be 3rd seed, which is very good, especially in the West, is because they have Pat Bev, they have Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. I think throughout the season, one of the two are going to bump heads with the other. Okay, just because like I don't think any of them have ever been on this much defensive power. You know, they may try to take charge. Like Pat Bev, we've seen like this dude doesn't like when you show him what to do. Like he likes to do it his own way. Paul George, we've seen that he's had issues with Westbrook, but maybe it'll be different because this is Pat Bev. Pat Bev is kind of like Westbrook. He has that like that anger management issue. Like he'll kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like they'll struggle, but for sure, I definitely think they can make the finals.
Obviously, adding to those 3 players, your starting lineup finishes out the top 5 players with Zubac and Shaman. And those are strong pieces as well. I mean, they're going to be
Montrezl
Harrell, and Lou Williams come off the bench as 6th man after year ago. So I think the Clippers. How do I say this? You know, that's the best team in the West, and I have them at 1, and I'll give you reasons for that in a little bit. But even at 3, it doesn't matter. This really doesn't matter. This is regular season, so that's the reason Utah. Same thing with depth. I mean, once they get to the playoffs, they might not be that team. I think they will be, but some of these teams that don't have those benches, they might not. It's playoff basketball is different than regular season. Some people think the regular season is a joke because there's no intensity compared to playoffs. And for some teams that'll show out. The Clippers, I think when it comes playoff time, they'll be ready to go. I really do. We both have Denver Nuggets at the 2 seed, and they're coming off. They were a 2 seed last year.
They were 2 seed last year. They were 4 games out of the 4.
from Golden State.
Yeah,
it was.
2 or
It might have been 3 or 4. I think. I don't think it was 2. We might be wrong about that. I'll edit it out or fix it if we were wrong. So, Denver, they're bringing back basically the same lineup. They just paid Jamal Murray. Jokic is still the same top 5 center, top 3 center, probably the top 10 player in the NBA. All these you bring Torrey Craig is still there. You still have Gary Harris.
Porter's gonna be healthy, so that's another piece.
Yeah, he didn't play Summer League though. This man.
He didn't. But does Summer League matter?
The Summer League doesn't matter. I mean, we didn't need to see Zion in Summer League to know he's going to be an unstoppable force. And it's already. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. We haven't seen him do anything in the NBA yet, so this is going to be his opportunity. If they lose Isaiah Thomas, who didn't give him anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bringing back the same team, and that same team went to the 2nd seed last year, and they lost to Denver in a 7-game series. They lost to Portland, excuse me. So I think this year with a little more experience under Jamal Murray's belt, under Jokic's belt, they can push past that second round and get to a conference finals maybe. They're going to be a strong regular season team because they have depth. They play in an environment where they have an advantage over every single team in the NBA. They play in Denver, which is a mile-high city. They play where the atmosphere is thin up there. It really is. So they're conditioned to be able to play 48 minutes, 60 overtime. These games that go long, they're conditioned. Why do you think Nikola Jokic was able to play that 4 overtime game with Portland for so long without having to ever take a break? He's conditioned unlike any other player, any other center in the NBA. They play in an atmosphere that's so thin, and these other teams come in here, they're not used to it. So, I mean, Denver is built to succeed when they train these players like this, and I think they'll have a very successful season.
Especially Jamal Murray emerging as like a very good, like maybe potential top 5 shooting guard in the NBA.
He could. He had a breakout season. I think he's going to expand on that this year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure All-Star is in the picture considering the Western Conference firepower. I mean, look at CJ McCollum's never made an All-Star game in his career. I think he's one of the best players in the NBA. I look up to him personally. He's an awesome guy, and one of the best players I like model after or like look up to. And he just hasn't made an All-Star game because that Western Conference is so lethal.
So you want to explain why you got the Rockets
I didn't really
at 3rd?
talk at Houston at 3. We kind of skipped over that. This is your 1 seed. This is my
My 1 seed.
I think they're going to be a very successful regular season team, and it might even translate to the playoffs. You just add Russell Westbrook, which we talked about in the last video. We talked about if we think that'll work or not. And we talked about they're keeping a lot of these guys. PJ Tucker, who's just been a role player beyond imagination. This guy sacrifices himself for the good of the team. I mean, he could be in a different city right now playing and getting a lot more credit than he does get right now. And I respect him a lot for that. You still have Clint Capella, who's one of the better younger.
They were looking to trade him. Yeah, they still got
If
him.
they keep him, obviously, until the trade deadline, I think they'll be good to go. They have a really strong lineup. I don't know. There's the argument that Russell Westbrook and James Harden might butt heads every once in a while, or who takes that shot, who gets the shot every possession, 24-second shot clock. I mean, it's tough. It's going to be tough to have them both playing together, I think, for the first couple games. But if they get used to each other, which we know they've played together before well, in that case, I think Houston can work out. I think they can be a conference finals contender. I just don't see them being the best team in the West in the regular season. I think Denver was proving themselves last season. And they were very young last season, having gained experience, like I said before. I think that team's better than Houston, and I think the Clippers are better as well. Why do you have Houston at 1?
Yeah. Before I go into this, if you know me, I'm not a Rockets fan. I don't like James Harden. I didn't like CP3 when he was on the Rockets, but this is Russell Westbrook. I'm a fan of Westbrook. I respect Westbrook. And Westbrook, the most intensity I've ever seen a player now, does everything for his team, even if the team doesn't even want him, okay? James Harden, I don't even like James Harden, but he's one of the best players in the regular season. Houston was 4th, and in the beginning of the season, Clint Capella was injured, right? And it was just James Harden, and CP3 was injured too.
It was just
Russell
Westbrook. They
Westbrook.
started out really bad last year.
Russell Westbrook, even when he's injured, he finds a way to still play. And I feel like like Russell Westbrook is better than CP3, my opinion.
That's facts.
And Russell Westbrook and Harden had the experience, they had the chemistry, and I feel like they could get the first seed because that is a regular season team. I don't know about the playoffs. I can't speak for that right now.
That is a strong regular season team. And
Very
as
strong
we
regular
said before, playoffs don't regular season doesn't translate to playoffs. But of course, this is a regular season video, so your 1 seed argument is very strong for the Houston Rockets. I just believe that Los Angeles Clippers, something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers got
That
first
might
seed.
be the best 24 hours span in any NBA franchise history. bringing in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George together in the same night. I mean, what they had to do, they lost some draft picks, but they're not looking for the future. They have a 2-year window right now, and this is the best chance the Clippers have had to win since. I mean, they didn't really even have a chance with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. That team was always good. They should have made more conference finals. They didn't make one. They never did. But this is the best Clippers team probably ever.
Yeah.
They have a short franchise history, and this is the best team ever.
They're cursed. Every time they choose someone, like
Kawhi Leonard, yes. Kawhi Leonard hasn't played a single game in a Clippers uniform. He's the best Clipper of all time. I really don't think
I said that about the Raptors and no one believed me, but okay.
I don't think that's debatable.
I said Kawhi's the best Raptor, but no one believed me.
Now you definitely can't say that, but I think when you have Jerry West in your front office and you have Steve Ballmer and you have Doc Rivers as your coach, that trio alone, the mindset that they have, that's a top 4 seed, whoever you put around them. It really, truly is. I mean, they brought the Clippers last year, it was an 8 seed, and they beat the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant healthy 2 games in the first round. I mean, that team now, when you add Paul George, you add Kawhi Leonard, and you have a starting lineup with Landry Shamet in it, you have Pat Bev, and you have Zubac. Those 5, and you bring Lou Williams off the bench. And I just think all that combined, that's a 1 seed. That is a top-tier talent team in the Western Conference. Now, playoffs, I think they can make the conference finals. They're pretty much a lock for me, but it depends on who they face. If they face the Lakers early on, it's going to be a tough matchup. Will they be drained from that if they win? So we don't know. Obviously, this is the regular season video, though, so we don't know.
This is just our opinions. If you guys have any questions or statements about what we said,
you're 8 through 1 right now in the comments. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with the teams. You don't have to tell us why. I just want to see what you guys think. If you guys agree with us or not, because I mean, I was debating putting the Pelicans in the playoffs. You were debating putting the Mavericks, and we had these teams that we thought could make it, and then we realized that there's teams that are a lot better than them. So I mean, it could differ for everybody. I mean, it's just your opinion. So we want to see it. Comment what you think, and we'll do the Eastern Conference video next. So thank you for watching. It's a longer video. It's the longest one we've had, but we wanted to get it out because it's very important to us. Western Conference 2019-2020 regular season video. Thank you for watching.